That song was actually was a banger. So I'll
I mean,
give it to
it's
you
me
tonight.
every week, bro.
It's not every week.
Every
When you play AB and Le'Veon Bell songs, it's not every week.
Hey,
Definitely
what
not
I
every week.
know are for sure regular listeners, I'm going to call out right now. Mokes, tell me how you like the song every single week, how we start out.
Honestly,
Why
yeah.
not give us
Mokes,
a slapper every single week, Mokes?
I will. If Moke says you give a slapper every week, I will stand down like you with Lamar Jackson. I
Excellent.
promise you. I
Excellent.
promise you. I'm a
Give me
man
the
of my
report.
word. I'm a man of my word. I will make sure that happens. I will send your flowers. I will do what you need to do. And again, we are doing a Skype episode because you guys don't pay us enough to fucking be in the studio. Because I mean, like, you guys
Not
are
with
not helping
60-hour
us.
work weeks.
We still have 40-hour work weeks. We still are doing our things. Joey might actually have 100-hour work weeks with fucking swimming and shit. So thank you, Ashburn. Thank you, Ashburn Mills, for keeping my man employed. That's all it is. Thank you for getting the kids out of the house. You just want to see Joey with his shirt off. See, I'm giving you your flowers. That's what I'm doing. Even though you actually did.
I will take those flowers all day long and hold them tight. Thank you to all those mills out there that have kept me in business, that have given me the extra benefits of teaching your children and the benefits that come along with their progress. Thank you very much for that. For those that weren't watching on YouTube, I was winking. I'm talking about when I fucked some of them.
That's what I was waiting for. That's what I wanted to say. Joey, you sick fuck. You fuck. How many MILFs? The limit does not
Is the
exist.
cancel culture coming out? Because I didn't
Man,
use the term love making. I said fuck some mills, so now I'm done.
We're not going to get into that because we're going to put that under the rug. The cancel culture can, yeah, sheesh. Welcome to Face of the
For Four Corner
Franchise.
Studios these days, huh?
Welcome to Face of the Franchise. I'm your host, the Michael Ferris Sanuti, and that is my co-host across the way, Little Joe Ooh, and we're here to talk football every day, all day. And you know what we do? We talk about MILF sometimes, and we talk about porn because I feel like that's just one and the same. Because guess what's getting fucked right now? The value of quarterbacks. The value of quarterbacks is getting fucked, and I'll tell you why. It's these preseason games, and honestly,
and it's
I'm
just
gonna
as
put on.
brutal to watch sometimes as some of those mills getting railed out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Brandy Love, Julianne,
name them, get them,
Kendra Lust. I can name all
get
of them,
them.
but I don't want. Let's calm down. But right now,
by the way, we didn't get our what is it called, the award show? We didn't get the award show on Showtime this year.
AVN Awards when they're fucking in the crowd.
Yeah, where was our show this year, bro?
Dude, COVID. I mean, COVID with all those dongs.
They did the COVID last year,
bro. They didn't give a fuck. Like they were.
That was like COVID, June 2020. They were out here. Like, I'm pretty sure. I think it might have been filmed before. If I'm being perfect, I don't want to, throw shade at the
film before, definitely.
I'm sure.
There was a guy from Mad TV. I forgot his name. It's the black guy named Spears.
Yeah, no, not Ari Spears, Aaron Spears.
Aaron Spears. And when he's the headline,
hold on hard times.
It's hard times. Doja Cat was actually, Doja Cat's pretty big, so you guys saved yourself with that.
But they do have credibility, man. They did.
Yeah, man. Titties that were out that. I mean, obviously, I don't have to say that. I mean, titties were out, so.
I'll put us back on the train tracks here.
Thank you, because we
were talking about bills in the wonderful sex working industry for years. But instead, we'll probably do a separate podcast at some point. But instead, let's talk about how these QB values are getting fucked into the ground, that making it simply worthless. Like I'm almost, you know what? I'm not going to say it because I'm not, but I'm almost bored of hearing about Zach Wilson at this point.
I can't lie. Yeah, man. Oh my god.
Trey Lance all of a sudden is. By the way, he got a Hall of Fame jacket, like you said last week. Trey Lance now has one. You said Zach already got one. Lawrence already got one. So now let's go ahead. Let's give Trey one. Let's pat them all on, because congratulations, boys. 2 preseason games in, and you guys made the Hall of Fame. Great job.
You know what's funny about this though? Like, the quarterbacks in front of some of them. So like Zach Wilson, we haven't heard a lot about. Trevor Lawrence, he's gonna get killed. I wanted to tell you something. I watched that preseason game against the Saints. That offensive line is gonna get that young kid killed, even if he is good. Like that's number one. Number two, when Andy Dalton's like, I like Justin Fields is special, blah blah blah, and he's like, oh, but it's my time. Like, I'm gonna lead this team. No, you're not, Andy. No, you're fucking not. You are.
When have you ever led a team, Andy?
You led a team to 3 playoff appearances that
I wouldn't
ended up.
necessarily. He was assisted through one of the best wide receiving corps of all time,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
a pretty decent coaching system.
make no doubt about it. Make no doubt about it. He was a fraud, and he was the biggest fraud of all time in that division. And I hate to say it, like Joe Flacco was better than him, Ben was better than him, and who else was better than him? Well, whoever the Browns had at that time probably was not better than him, but that's fine. But
Was it
the point is,
that Brandon guy who was got drafted by
it
the
was
Cowboys at
Wheaton.
first?
It was
Brandon
Wheaton.
Beaton.
But no, he wasn't on the Cowboys. He did get drafted by the Browns. It was
Oh,
him
and
and
then he
Trent.
went to the Cowboys.
Yes, he got. It was him and Trent Dilfer, or him and Trent Richardson.
I was going to say a little old for Trent Dilfer there.
But I mean, the way that Trent Richardson ran after his breakout year, quote unquote, yeah, he was Trent Dilfer. But yeah, I don't. If you're gonna start Justin Fields, start Justin Fields. You're not fooling anyone. You're not fooling anyone with this. He should be the starter. He's better than Andy Dalton. That's why you drafted him. If you thought Andy Dalton was good or Nick Foles, you wouldn't have drafted him. And for the 49ers, you were a quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl. You were literally a pass away from winning the Super Bowl. So if you think Trey Lance is better than fucking Jimmy G, then do it, because the defense is the same. Your offense is actually better because you actually got a better running back. You got better wide receivers. So why not try and get a Super Bowl ring with the guy who's running better, who's passing better, than doing it? But everybody's like, oh no, you know what they're doing? They're fucking making sure the X's and O's are not played on them. Guess what? The Colts and the Patriots had Peyton Manning and Tom Brady for years, and nobody had X's and O's figured out for them. They were winning games like crazy.
Yep.
So who cares? And this is the number one component to this. Jameis Winston looks the best in New Orleans, and everybody knows it. But this being Sean Payton wants to play this hoo-ha game of, oh, Taysom Hill's going to be in there too. Taysom Hill's going to do all this. We had the Taysom Hill experience. It stunk. All right, who gives a fuck? Jameis got LASIK, threw for 2 touchdowns and 100-something yards in a quarter. So I don't want to fucking hear it. Put Jameis in. Stop playing around. He's a future Hall of Famer if he's going to fucking ball out with LASIK eye surgery.
Goddamn right, baby. Goddamn right. LASIK is changing everything for my boy. Don't get it wrong. 16-0 New Orleans Saints. You heard it here first.
Oh yeah. If I'm the Buccaneers, I'm shaking the boots. I'm sorry. The Saints are back, baby. The Saints are fucking back.
Saints are all the way back. But no, I'm going to go ahead. I've been told I say control the nut a lot on this podcast. Have you noticed that? I had 2 people tell me that this past week.
Oh, well. No.
So I'm going to go ahead and label every podcast now. We'll have my official control the nut moment of the week. This is the
control the nut nervous.
Control that nut. Keep it all together. Let's not go ahead and crown these quarterbacks right away. Unless his name is Jameis Winston. He just had LASIK, then obviously we're crowning him. But besides that, these rookies are literally have their toes in the water, and that's it. So let's settle down, guys. But I did want to say, too, and this is a little bit of a surprise for you, Nudie, is rest in peace to your boy. He did have a good chance at promising career, but he went ahead and he lost today to that starting position to Big Dick Teddy Bridgewater, of course.
I knew that was going to happen.
Do you have any comment about Drew Lock without the preseason even being over already? Doesn't have that spot.
When they signed Teddy Bridgewater, I knew it was over. He had a glimmer of hope, but when that dick comes to town, you better start running, because that one-eyed monster is going to fucking fuck your girl and take your job. So,
and slap you with that one-eyed monster as well. Yep.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm not. I mean, you call them, you lose. We've had our misses. This is one of my misses. So
you win some, you lose somebody.
Exactly. So I just feel bad for the kid because he is pretty swaggy. I enjoy his game, but at the same time, I mean, tape don't lie in the NFL. So
yep.
I mean, but
that was one of the rare ones where you got me on board too. I'll fully admit it. I was fully on that train. I even drafted him as my backup QB in a couple of leagues last year.
I did too. I mean,
rest in peace to Drew Lock this week.
Drew Lock, man. You had it bad, dude. You had a good defense. You had a good offense. You had everything going for you, and you had to fuck it up. Like, you are the biggest piece of shit. Fuck you, right? So mad,
hey, and it's he did what he could. He certainly tried to make his stride. He had all the opportunities, and now he's dead. And I hope he enjoys his new life as a backup quarterback. But speaking of enjoying their new life as a backup quarterback, and one of the best moments of the preseason yet for me, dude, probably the only truly, speaking of not being able to control my nut moment, I'm very happy for Mitchell Trubisky. Got his revenge this week. Took a absolute shit on the Chicago Bears. Embarrassed everybody. They're going to be begging for him back. How did you feel? Did you watch this game?
Yes,
Highest
I did.
scoring preseason game of the year so far.
That fucked my all my unders. I did an all unders.
That's why I mentioned I knew you had an under.
Jesus Christ.
You get it week 1, not week 2.
I'm just so mad. I'm just so fucking mad because that dude went fucking ham, and obviously he's not gonna start over.
20 out of 28, 215 yards and a touchdown pass. The best game of his career.
He's not gonna obviously surpass Josh Allen, but still, glad for him. I'm happy for him.
You never know. Hey, don't just make assumptions because you make an ass out of you and me in this show, buddy. I am telling you.
Trust me. Oh, trust me. We know because of fucking asshole fucking Drew fucking Lock. Thank you for that. But at the same time,
if Mitchell Trubisky, and it's never going to happen, but just for shits and gigs, if Mitchell Trubisky somehow takes over the starting position from Josh Allen, which will never happen, not even in an alternate universe, not even in the multiverse that just is apparently going to happen and Spider-Man goes home. Not only that, if he does somehow become starter, I am saying live on this podcast, you do the first episode of Black Mirror and you fuck a pig live.
What are you kidding me right now, Joey?
No, dude. You said it's not going to happen.
About? Why are you? No, like
what
do you mean by starter? Like, are you kidding? What?
The first episode of Black Mirror.
Are you drunk? You're drunk, right?
I got 3 sips of beer.
Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking a Black Mirror? What the hell?
No, Black Mirror, the TV show.
I understand Black Mirror. I understand your Black Mirror reference.
I just had to make.
Are you kidding me?
Ultra savvy guy. I just wanted to make sure.
Like, I just want to make sure that you're saying exactly what I think you're saying.
100%. That if Mitchell Trubisky, let me break it down. Let me be as perfect.
So I've learned, I'm a gambling man, and you know exactly what I'm about to say. There is no such thing as a sure thing. So even though this might be close to a sure fucking thing, I'm gonna have to pass on fucking an actual pig. All right, that is. We're over here talking about you eating wings. We're here. What?
You do understand the premise I'm proposing.
I understand the premise. We could talk about me fucking a fat lady, so that's a different story.
You do have a girlfriend, so I thought that was kind of out. That's why I went immediately to bestiality.
Oh my god!
You might feel a little less emotional about that,
Joey. I'm just so I can't fathom what's going on.
If Mitchell Trubisky ever became the starter, you fuck a pig.
No, like. So does that include what's it called? Does that include like him getting injured? Like if Josh Allen gets it?
Jesus, I'm talking like perfectly clear. Like if some reason in the weird world of the multiverse, in some alternate reality.
Oh no, see, because then
if he actually takes the job from Josh Allen.
You almost got me, sucker. You almost fucking got me. You almost got me, you fucking asshole.
I could have had you, but I was kind. I could have had you.
No, because I know exactly what you meant. I know exactly what you meant.
Ready for the injury thing. I meant if he actually took the job for realsies. But no, you were already. Hey, you know what? If he does get injured, that's fair, Joey. I will fuck a pig. So you were on board.
No, I was not. I was not on because it's a shirt thing. Like, why would you start fucking?
You're a fucking weirdo. You were ready to fuck a pig. There's a chance, Josh. Yeah, like
you're a sick freak. You're actually a sick freak. You're actually a sick freak. You might
Speaking
actually
of
be
sickening, I'll move off this bit for us. Speaking of sickening,
please, for the love of God,
this Hard Knock show that continues to go on is also very sickening. I can't watch it, dude. I told you. So I finally did, as we avid listeners may remember, last week I didn't watch any of it because I couldn't bring myself to do it. I finally did over the weekend. There was a 5-minute chess segment on episode 2. McCarthy with his mojo moment. Jesus Christ. And I'm pretty sure, didn't one of the players say, like, I don't want to have a mojo moment? Like, there's a reason Mike McCarthy should have got left in the early 2000s because of things like that. He is Mr. Sir Captain 8-8 at best. He's your classic Jeff Fisher. He's your classic Rex Ryan rolled up all into one, and he somehow kept a job because he was able to ride the coattails of Aaron Rodgers to a Super Bowl.
Right.
With all that being said, this is just, and they're clearly as well, and I know another bigger show said this, well, equally big show said this, they're clearly trying to hide his injury. They're clearly trying to hide that shoulder injury, man. I think he's maybe, I don't see him playing the whole year at this point. I think Dak's not getting a lot of camera time because, except for the beginning of the first episode, because they're trying to hide this injury. He's clearly not throwing correctly yet. Didn't play in that scrimmage game. We haven't really seen him play much at all in the preseason. What are you thinking, dude?
What do you think about Dak's injury?
Well, everything. The whole bundle I just threw at you there. How Hard Knocks is doing, why Dak isn't getting a lot of camera time because he most likely has that injury. Why the hell does Mike McCarthy think a mojo moment is something you share with your team?
I don't know, dude. This is the most fucked up thing of all time. Like, I watch these episodes. I'm like, dude, are we actually watching Hard Knocks? Or are we watching, like, the Housewives of fucking Dallas? Like,
I wish you got a mojo moment last week so we could have shit on it.
I didn't watch it. You didn't know that. I mean, like, the only thing I like watching was CeeDee Lamb actually being a top 10 receiver. Like, it just shows that this guy's going to waste, and this guy's a fucking beast. And I feel bad because I want him to be an absolute monster, but because there is, he's in Dallas. I mean, what can you do? So, I don't know, man. I'm kind of upset with this episode. Jeff that sits in the corner is upset with these episodes. You're upset with these episodes. It just shows that Jerry runs the world, because in the last episode, he was he did a highlight thing on himself. He did a highlight thing on himself. Like, he's like. So
you're bringing down the third episode now for me that I haven't watched yet, correct?
Dude, you don't have to watch it. I'll tell you.
I'm not going to. So break it down.
They highlighted obviously the what was it? The guy, who's the guy? The tackle from Mexico, because of the whole international program.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool. They have the guy from Africa who's doing the DN stuff. He's pretty cool. Like, that stuff is cool. But, like, I don't like the personalities. Dak is corny. They had some guy from the mailroom play spades with him. Like, there's some.
Did we see him throw the ball at all in this last episode? Like, did we see any of him?
Yeah, he's doing light work, and they're saying, "Oh, he's doing great." Blah blah blah. This, that, and the third.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Like, come on, man. Jerry. Like, suck my cock. Like, you could suck my brown dick, left and right. Like, I don't know what else you want me to do. Like, this is asinine TV. I get sick of watching the Cowboys. I'm sick of Jerry Jones. I'm sick of this team that goes fucking 7-10. Like, I've talked about this problem before. They're outside of my division. I hate the Dallas Cowboys because of their fans, because of this nonsense, and the Hard Knocks already proved it. I mean, everything has proven to me that this team is not good, because you know what they did, and I hope this is not an actual defensive scheme. They put an inside linebacker on CeeDee Lamb. So I understand CeeDee Lamb is what's it called? Is like one of the best wide receivers. So tell me if they play like
up and coming, one of the best up and coming wide receivers.
But here's what you said, right? If they do that in practice and they go against actual good other wide receivers, like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, if that's a defensive scheme, please stop.
Wait, for real? That's what was going on?
Like, dude, they put Parsons on CeeDee Lamb in the slot, thinking he could cover it. Like, that's what we were working with here.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, you say what, so I don't have to, because I will just get into about the Ravens. I mean, it's the Cowboys are the Cowboys. It makes me feel good about the bet that I let the boy who's getting married have that I talked about last week. Even though it's an 8-6 win curve, I still think it's winnable, even though I kind of let him have the hustle that I hustled him into last year. I just, this team is what they are, what they always will be. We're super hype. We're going to win the Super Bowl. Like our fans, like my fans can be sometimes as well. The Washington football team named to be determined at a later date, but probably not, although it's looking like it will be because they have 3 names boiled down. But with that being said, so we might have to change the name for them for what we say on this show. But with both teams are like that, where it's very much we're super hype corner, and the Cowboys have cornered and king that to where they hype themselves to win the Super Bowl every single year, and then we watch the chips fall, we watch the dominoes go all the way down, and it always ends up being the same as every single year, where we're the NFC least, where it's just embarrassing to watch, and the Cowboys are always a big part of that.
It's just the Cowboys. I honestly think it's the Cowboys, and it's just like, dude, like why
Cowboys
are
are
the
definitely the worst defenders.
You're gonna score. You're gonna score 35 points on them. Like you guys with Ryan
Defense is still.
Fitzpatrick.
They did nothing to improve that defense except for Micah Parsons.
That's it. They didn't
That's
get a
it.
corner. They didn't do anything. Like, what did they do? They did nothing. By the way, I forgot I had a fantasy draft, and I'm the 10th spot, doing pretty well.
Oh, wait, what's our first pick? What was your first pick?
Austin Eckler, and then these idiots let me have Devontae Adams in the second round.
What kind of league is this? Is this the league you're proud to be in?
No, this is just a random league I joined because they needed people.
Okay, fair. Yeah. That's kind of like this family league that I ended up joining last year, and now like it's a cakewalk.
Yeah, it's so if I'm off camera, I'm sorry. This is what happened.
All right. Well, and by the way, when I say family league, I mean not my family. It's someone else's family, and they just needed extra people. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, man, terrible show. I hope they find a more exciting team. They need to change those Hard Knocks rules.
They won't. They won't.
Should we do the who gives a shit segment first before we get into the Etienne injury? Let's do the who gives a shit segment and starting
shit? All right. So
starting our fantasy news segment of the week.
So the fantasy news this week is, unfortunately, we had a trade go down that didn't shock the world, in my opinion, but it kind of did if you already drafted. Hold on, I'm on the clock. That's why I'm freaking out. Hold on.
I'll go ahead and cover you in here, man. So Sony Michel got ahead and traded to the Rams to get added to that already huge 3-headed, now 4-headed monster. I don't know really why or what the Rams game plan is there. Maybe they want a little bit more of just a straight up run dog guy, but I mean, I just don't think there's much value they're adding to their team with this trade here. That's why I dub it the who gives a shit segment of the week. And Sony Michel really hasn't really been, if you ask me, fantasy relevant in about 3 years regardless, but it is going to impact if you guys are kind of eyeing some of the potential breakouts over there on the Rams, like a Darrell Henderson.
All right, I'm about to. Do I pick your boy? I'm picking your boy.
Pick him. Pick him.
James Robinson. It is.
What round?
3rd round.
Okay.
I'm close to the turn. So my wide receiver. Hopefully, there's no run on wide receiver, and I could get either AJ Brown, Allen Robinson, or Terry McLaurin.
I'm guessing the top 3 need tight ends are gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Long gone, dude. So I'm not even thinking about tight end right now.
Okay. Yeah, you can wait till late rounds now. You might go with a Gronk and feel a little risky.
All right, sorry. So you talked about the trade. So Sony Michel.
Well, you mentioned it. Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah.
Sony Michel got traded to the Los Angeles Rams for a 4th and a conditional 6th. That could be another 4th if he does certain aspects to his game. For all the owners who did draft Darrell Henderson, I am so sorry to say this, but they already came out and said this is a typical move that should I pick Terry or Allen Robinson?
Terry. Dude, you got Ryan Fitzpatrick thrown to him now. You got Curtis Samuel to take the sweat off him.
Allen Robinson.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you. We can talk about it, but
tell me why. Right? No. Fuck the. 2 got injured, and now James Robinson's values got up. There's the other segment. I was gonna be right across.
No. Okay. Because I just drafted him. Okay, so Sony Michel.
Tell me why this decision just happened. Because I just.
Okay, so Allen Robinson has been a clear-cut top 10 receiver, even with bad quarterbacks like Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles. I mean, Blake Bortles at some points. Like, if Justin Fields is as good as he is, and he's going to start week 1, 2, or 3, all I have to do is wait until then. And Allen Robinson is another top 10 wide receiver again with already Devontae Adams. I took your boy James Robinson with my boy Austin Eckler. So I think I got a good roster construction going right now. So
I think it would have been a lot better with Terry, who's in his third season,
Dude, as the way
poised
this draft is
breakout
going,
season.
as this draft
He's
is
got.
going,
Hey, I let you speak. Let me finish this out. Let me get this out.
no, I'm just saying I could probably get him again. I could get Terry. These guys are
It's,
not drafted
I
well.
seriously, I hate this league. You
I
should drop
hate this
out of
league.
this.
I did it because I'm a good friend. I'm a good friend.
I need to work on that personally. But more importantly here, is this dude is like one third year breakout, and if you can still grab Terry, that's insane to me. Fantastic, do it. But third year receiver with a quarterback that can actually throw him the ball and throw deep accurately, as he's proven time and time again. You have Curtis Samuel over there now taking attention away. It looks like Dommy Brown out of UNC is looking pretty good for us here, dude.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
I
These
know.
fucking some dude is on auto draft. Fuck. If that dude wasn't on auto draft, I would have gotten him. I promise you, I would have gotten him.
That dude, that's my biggest pet peeve. That's not allowed in my draft. I don't allow that.
No, I mean this is I
hate
don't
on it.
care, so I'm not as mad. But like at the same time, like, dude, if you care about a league, show up. That's another thing. That's actually a Shanuti and Joey thing right there. Show up
Yeah.
to your leagues. Don't be a dickhead and fuck everything up for everybody else. Like, we know you don't want to draft fucking what's his name in this round. Like, shut the like. We know you, bitch. Sorry, that was my take.
No, and I second that. We're asking for a little courtesy. It's kind of like the real life social contract. There's a fantasy contract where you sign up, and once you go ahead and you do the buy-in, that doesn't mean, okay, I did the buy-in, my $20 is gone. Let's just kind of bullshit and hope I get a good team and I'll see who I get, but I can't make draft night or whatever the fucking case. Show up, be committed, set your lineups every single week, and don't fucking auto draft. No need to apologize. You apologize at the end of your rant. Take back that apology. Fucking show up to your fantasy draft and give full effort or get the fuck out.
Exactly. So just to wrap up the fantasy aspect of the two things I went down, Darrell Henderson has now moved down in my rankings. He is not a viable RB2. If anything, he is a flex. Sony Michel will take a lot of the work. He actually could catch the ball, which is something that Darrell Henderson struggles with a little bit. So there you go. Now for ETN being out for the entire season,
yeah, but I wouldn't even call him a true. Like, that's why I didn't say it initially, dude, because I paused. I almost said that too, but I wouldn't even call him a true catching back in Sony Michel. So
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? It's because the Patriots didn't need him to catch. They have James White. So if you put Sony Michel on another team that has a RB that doesn't catch, you'll be fine.
I think it's you just stay away from Rams running backs in general.
I just wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not here preaching saying you should get him. I'm just saying you should. I actually would rather now. I would rather get Damian Harris over both of them because, and I'm not saying this because I have him on one of my fantasy leagues. I'm just saying like it seems like there's a clearer path for Damian Harris than there is fucking Darrell Henderson at this point. You know what I mean? It's like it's so ambiguous. It's just like I don't know what to do. So. For all those out there listening to us, don't hear what we're not saying. I'm just saying if you are in a tough spot, that's how I do it. And then James Robinson is now a viable RB2 again, maybe borderline RB1 if he's back to where he is. I just drafted him in the third round because now he's probably in that range, third to fourth round. So,
like I told you off air, man, with this, he's definitely a fringe RB1. But you did want to get in here. I would be remiss if we didn't bring up your feelings of me cursing the Jaguars.
Joey,
so we'll kind of get back on the rails. This segment got a little loopy-doopy circus, as we like to go. But tell me, how did I curse the Jags?
You are a son of a bitch. How do you do this all the fucking time? You pick a player, and somehow I'm like, the player doesn't make sense because there are certain situations in that player. I forgot who you did last year. You did the same fucking thing. I'm like, Joey, what did you do?
It was Myles Gaskin
Myles Gaskin. And I'm like, okay, Joey. And then Jordan Howard gets traded or released. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Joey is either a curse machine on the person who is in front of that person, or he's a curse machine to the point where this guy becomes something good. So, like, at the same time, for all the James Robinson fans, kiss Joey's feet because Joey just cursed ETN. He just cursed him. Because if James Robinson does well this season, I don't see ETN being anything more than a James White situation in New England, like that situation. And a lot of people are saying, well, you're saying this now, but I think he would have been fine if ETN was healthy. No, motherfuckers, they picked him in the first round. Like, you don't pick a player in the first round just to sit on his ass. Like, that was a waste of a pick then. You could pick so many things if you're rebuilding a roster. Like, there was a wide receiver that I'm pretty sure Trevor Lawrence probably would want, or a lineman that he probably would have wanted, because now he's running for his goddamn life. But who am I to say?
So
Yeah,
let
go
me
ahead,
let me
Joey.
address that last point first, and then I'll go ahead and address my black magic. So first point is this, Noon. The way I look at it is he carved out enough of a role for him last year, and this was my thinking going into this. Was he carved up enough of a role for himself last year that with that rookie, he's still going to get. I still think it was going to be a two-headed monster. I really do, to where you could get enough value out of James Robinson, who showed he's dangerous in the red zone as it
No,
is all last year.
no, and that's not what I'm trying to say. It's like
No, I
he would
know.
have been
No, let me
fine.
get to your initial point.
Yeah, my
My
initial
black
point.
magic.
Yeah,
Listen, it's
yeah, you're
it's
Black
something that
Magic.
I mean, I was born on Friday the 13th.
Me, no, I was born on a Monday. Actually, go ahead.
Oh, that's too bad. I wish you were born on Friday the 13th too. I wish we could have been brothers in arms there. But and you would have a little black magic too, and maybe you could understand my powers a little bit more. Whether it is that's where I first acquired my powers of black magic, or it's just something that has grown, made me grow stronger over the years, and I eventually learned how to hone said powers. I don't know what to tell you. I just get this sense something is there, and then if there's others around it, I can't help but spreads. I mean, to say I have control of it would be silly, right? It would be silly.
It'd be silly. I 100% agree with that. I think that's silly to think that, but
I'm
at the
not
same
putting
time,
poison in a second stringer's
you
in a
might
second
have.
stringer's
All
water.
I'm saying is you
I'm
may
not
or may
riding all the
not
way up to
have.
Duval, and that's why I haven't been able to make podcasts, just slowly poisoning and Tinny or Tooney or however the fuck you say his last name, James and Teeny.
What?
What's his name? What's the fool guy's name? And Teeny,
You
the
mean
first round
Trevor
draft pick.
Etienne? Trevor
ETN. I
Etienne?
don't think that's how you say his last name.
No. Please go watch.
Is it
I
ETN?
thought you were. I thought you were talking about Robert Tunyon. I was like, where did you get Robert Tunyon at? Like, I was like, what are
No,
you
I just
doing?
talk really fast. Don't forget that.
I mean, Joey, I don't think you need to. You need to say that. But hey.
Oh, I 100% talk very fast. But again, I have not been riding Duval. That's silly and slowly poisoning this first round draft picks water, ETN or 18Es or however the hell you want to say it. Doesn't matter because his careers are irrelevant now. It's all about James Robinson. So who cares?
Okay. James Robinson, third, fourth round. That's where he's
Yeah.
going. Go get him.
You can't prove I have black magic.
You know what? We're gonna let the gods decide. That's how I'm playing this.
What was our fucking argument? What are we talking about?
Oh, shit. Oh, so if you're constructing a team, if you have a team, how many quarterbacks
Wait, hold on.
think?
The Pharaoh and Little Joe's argument of the week. And can we also address, were you just humping the air there? Why are you humping the air?
I'm leaning back on the chair.
For all non-YouTube listeners.
Motherfucker, I'm going back on to the fantasy draft. Fuck you.
For all non-YouTube watchers, New just fucked the air a couple times at the end of the segment. Or to start our new segment, rather. So tell them the debate. Come on, come back in.
So the debate is, I got to make sure I'm not picking. The debate is how many quarterbacks in the NFL right now would you not trade for Aaron Donald straight up? So we both have talked about Aaron Donald being the absolute best player in the NFL, without a doubt. And and it's funny because now we're talking about your team currently. So we're talking about like everybody's the same except for you're trading your quarterback for Aaron Donald. So I will say there are, in my mind right now, and I'll probably have to write it down later, 13 quarterbacks I would not trade for Aaron Donald right now.
13? Okay, so I got a list up here. I think it's easier for me to say the quarterbacks I would trade.
How many do you have like written down? Because we could just the top 10. We already know the top 10: Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, all that stuff. You wouldn't trade them. I think the quarterbacks that I wouldn't trade that are kind of surprising are Tannehill. I wouldn't trade Matthew Stafford.
How about let me do this instead?
Okay,
let me, instead of just listing off quarterbacks, let me name you a couple and you tell me whether or not you would trade for Aaron Donald, and we can argue whether I agree or disagree with you. You ready?
Deal. I like that better. Go ahead.
Okay. Matt Stafford.
On his current team, no. And Aaron Donald's on a different team, no.
Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
You're trading Kirk Cousins 100. I agree with that.
100%.
Matt Stafford, let's go back to for a second. I do agree with you on that actually as well. Let's not go back to that. Let's go
Okay.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. Well, they hate him anyway, so I would be surprised if they didn't trade him. So, yeah.
Let's go ahead. Would you trade Russell Wilson?
No.
For
What?
Russell
Absolutely
Wilson?
not. Absolutely not.
Matt
Absolutely
Ryan?
not. Yes.
Okay. Would you trade Jared Goff?
Yes.
Let's go ahead. Are you trading Lamar Jackson?
No. Unbiased opinion, no.
Unbiased opinion, no. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
unbiased.
I think for the most, Kyler Murray.
No. What? You're naming top 10. I thought you were going to go Tannehill, maybe Jalen Hurts, maybe
Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
Okay, so, here's my thing.
Maybe not Baker. Okay, here's the thing.
Let me address why we could make this an argument, because I think we're losing the framework here a little bit.
I think you're naming good quarterbacks. That's the thing.
No, I named two. I named two that were just kind of test heaters, and then that was Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson. Those were the only.
That's a lot of. I would thought you would go like Baker Mayfield's a good one. Like Baker Mayfield is like people like to say he's an average to above average quarterback. Would you trade an all-star player for him? Because everybody talks about maybe they're a quarterback away still because Baker's not the guy. That is a kind of the quarterback caliber I was thinking we'd have a debate on. Like
let me throw you three more names, and then I'll tell you the point I'm trying to make here. Let me throw you three more names. Okay.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
Even though I hate him, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz.
I hate Carson Wentz, so yeah.
Okay. Deshaun Watson.
See, this is a trap. I'm not falling for the trap. Next quarterback. I'm not falling for it. Nope. Next quarterback.
Ben Roethlisberger.
You already know the answer. I'm hitting the trade button. I'm not looking twice. Go ahead. Current Ben. I'm sending Ben and money. Like I'm throwing money at them.
2016 Ben.
Is that after AB?
2018 Ben.
No, you didn't answer the question. It was 2016.
That was AB was still there at the time, so that's why I fixed it and adjusted to 2018 Ben.
Okay, I'll say this: if we had the 2016 offense with this now defense, then no.
So here's my thing, and I think this again, we're kind of going off of what we planned a little bit here because I think we're on the same page except for maybe just Ryan Tannehill then, dude. Because
you would trade Ryan Tannehill.
I would trade Ryan Tannehill at this point.
Okay, so that's a good debate. Here's a good debate.
So here's my criteria. Let me tell you my criteria real quick, okay?
That's fine. Go ahead.
My criteria is this: it's as simple as if he is integral to my team and my team's offense and not currently replaceable. It's that simple. Ryan Tannehill, yes, I understand how well he's adjusted, and everyone talks about it. He's reemerged, and I'm one of the biggest contenders of all that. I'm one of the biggest on boat with Ryan Tannehill. I think that system is so good, and what Vrabel's put together. You know how the high respect I have for Vrabel and the high respect I have for how creatively, Jesus Christ, I can talk here the other day. How creatively that Vrabel puts together, you shut the fuck up, puts together an offense is incredible. I think that Ryan Tannehill is not an integral part of that offense. He's just not. If the quarterback is, then I'm not trading him for Aaron Donald. If he is not and he is replaceable, then I am trading him for Aaron Donald. There's a no fucking brainer.
So you're saying that Ryan Tannehill is not an integral. It's
a hard word.
Fucked up. Is not a primary
essential
in them winning.
He's not an essential piece in them winning. Yes.
You're out of your goddamn mind. I mean that in all due respect because I hate people who
And I'm
disrespect
sorry
Ryan
to your
Tannehill.
Titans guy too. I'm sorry to your Titans guy.
No, because I'm going to defend two people here. I'm going to defend Ryan Tannehill, and I'm going to actually defend Baker Mayfield because I'm taking back my take. I
No,
will not
because Baker Mayfield, I don't trade for Aaron Donald.
see. Okay, then the same situation is for what's his name? It is for
Ryan Tannehill?
Ryan Tannehill because Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback and a great system for him. Is he good in a system like what's another like the Falcons? Maybe not. Is he in a good system for the
The
Patriots?
Dolphins? No.
No. So you're right. Okay, so we're on the same page for that. But he's good for what we have now in Tennessee with the two wide receivers.
Anybody, Jared Goff could go have a good fucking career on the Tennessee Titans.
No, see, that's where I differ.
That's what I differ. Your fringe, like, old, like, washed out or, like, hopeful franchise quarterbacks that never really panned out. Exactly like Ryan Tannehill, with all due respect to Ryan Tannehill and all due respect to your Titans guy, is just not the same as someone that's proven they're a franchise quarterback. Any of these fringe, almost franchise quarterbacks.
But he took his team to the AFC Championship.
Replace Ryan Tannehill. We have Matt Ryan. I think Derek Carr could. Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff.
You're being very disrespectful. You're very
Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz.
After all we've talked about with fucking Adam Gase, I cannot believe you're talking. Can you look at Ryan Tannehill's stats for me after this podcast? Because you're going to understand. Ryan Tannehill, people are like, oh, he's good because he has Derrick Henry in the play action. He's actually number 4.
That's not why I'm saying he's good.
Huh?
That's not why I'm saying he's good.
Well, why are you saying he's bad?
I'm saying it's a very, very unique and creative system that allows a quarterback to adapt to it much easier than a lot of other systems. It's a quarterback-friendly system. And yes, Derrick Henry and the play action is part of that.
That is the biggest cap I've ever heard you say. It's a quarterback-friendly system when they have a fucking monster truck in the backfield.
Exactly, dude. My point exactly, though. Because you have him to rely on. You have one of the best wide receiving cores in the whole entire game. And then you have one of the most creative quarterbacks in the whole entire game. I'm sorry. And again, with all due, I mostly feel bad for your Titans guy more than Ryan Tannehill or anybody else.
So you think trading Ryan Tannehill and having some rinky-dink quarterback is still, and Aaron Donald is going to...
I'm not saying rinky-dink, but I'm saying fringe starters. Fringe starters are fringe franchise guys, which Derek Carr, Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, and Matt Stafford are prime examples of.
I don't know, Joey. I think you're just being very...
You're telling me you don't think Jared Goff or Matt Stafford does well in the Vrabel system. You don't think so?
Wait, so Jared Goff, no, and who was the second one?
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford, absolutely. I'm a big fan of Matt Stafford. But Matt Stafford is
he is
any old quarterback. I don't think he's any old quarterback, if that makes sense.
You know what? Let me take him. You know what? Fair. Let me take him off the list. I'm being a little crass here. I'm being a little.
Do this because we talked about him. How about Baker Mayfield? If you put Baker Mayfield in that system, do they win?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I don't know. If Ben goes there, they don't succeed. If who
goes there?
Carson Wentz. If Ben goes there, they don't succeed. Carson goes there, they don't succeed.
Ben's a franchise quarterback, and Ben's at the tail end of his career. Ben 2015 would fuck that system up all day in a great way.
We're not talking about Ben in his heyday. We're talking about Ben now.
It's not fair to talk about him. No, he's retired. He's old. I'm talking about almost franchise guys that were never franchise guys, like a Derek Carr, like a Jared Goff, like a Ryan Tannehill. They're not franchise guys. It's a QB-friendly system where you have one of the best running backs ever, with one of the best receiving cores ever put together ever, with one of the most creative minds in football ever.
I just don't see it. I can't lie to you. I just don't see it, Joey.
I'm giving myself up on this one. You feel like you're backing down here.
No, I'm not backing down. I just don't think you know what Ryan Tannehill can do. That's what I'm I'm fighting.
No, because that's not fair. Because that's not fair. Since we started this show, I called that Titans run way back in 2019 when we first started this show. Okay.
And then, okay, so how did that run happen? It doesn't automatically come out of nowhere because all of a sudden
Tannehill's a
Derrick
big
Henry
part of
becomes
that.
a. Yes. So why do you not think Tannehill is a good quarterback?
Because I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. I'm saying he's a fringe franchise, almost franchise guy, but not.
No. That thing goes to shit
Okay,
real
so
fucking quick.
there's a level, right? There's a level that you would certainly agree with, where
I think
there's
Ryan
like,
Tannehill, if you want me to be honest, I think Ryan Tannehill and Baker Mayfield is where I cut the line, and everybody else under that line is where I trade Aaron Donald. That's why I'm fighting for them, because I think that's where you're cutting the line above them to
I'm
where you're
cutting
trading
Baker.
them.
No, I'm cutting it at Baker. I'm cutting it right at Baker. I think
That's what
Baker's
I'm saying.
proven
No,
he's a
if you
franchise
think
quarterback.
Baker, if you think Baker's doing something that Ryan Tannehill isn't doing, then I just don't know what to say to you, because that's exactly what they're both doing. They're both good enough, and
Let
they're
me
both
throw
great in
this
the
at
system.
you. If Baker Mayfield was in that Titan system, would he have better or worse numbers as Ryan Tannehill? In your opinion,
That's
from what you're
actually
saying, just as good, right?
that's a very good question. That is a very good question. I think they're both at a situation where they both could take off and be franchise quarterbacks, but I just don't know. And I think they're both. I think you're switching one for the other. I think you're just switching. It's like a
I'm
trade
saying Baker Mayfield has proven at this point, after last year, he's a franchise quarterback. To me, Ryan Tannehill had that. Yes, he had a lot of bad people surrounding him with a lot of poor decision making on the
But
Dolphins.
Joey, it was you're like sarcastically saying that, but it was actually true. Like
No,
Ryan
I'm not
Tannehill.
sarcastically saying that. That was not sarcastic at all. He
I'm just
did.
saying,
I'm
dude.
genuinely saying that. He had a lot of bad people. He had Gase. He had all that tanked his career. He looked great the first 2 years. Not sarcasm at all. Like, he showed that potential. And I understand that plagues a lot of players. That's what ruined RG3's career. I get all that.
Oh
But
yeah, I mean then you would know. Then you would know. So if Ryan Tannehill is in that, and then you just said RG3, if that's the situation, I mean, there you go.
well, who has worse or better numbers? Answer that question first, and then I'll give you another point real quick, and then we'll go.
What, Ryan Tannehill or Baker Mayfield
Who has better numbers
right now?
in terms of in that system? We know Tannehill's numbers. I asked originally.
Tannehill. I can't. I mean, it's he's called Tannehill for a reason, dude. And
Listen,
Tannehill
dude.
actually took his team to fucking places that you don't think the Tennessee Titans could go. He took them to the AFC Championship. He took them to another playoff game. Yes, he lost to Lamar Jackson, because honestly that defense is trash, and I 100% agree with, if they fix the defense, we'll see what they are. But they are in the top. They are one of the teams that I have contending against the Chiefs, like the Titans, the Browns,
Yeah.
the Chargers, the Ravens, the Bills.
Me too.
Those are so. I mean, Ryan Tannehill has to be good for them to be there. It's not just Tractacito. It's not just Julio. It's not just AJ. Tannehill's got to make some plays, and like that's where it comes in, and that's why I'm defending him.
My last point I'll make, and then we'll do our sponsors here. Don't forget Smooth My Balls this week, and that is this, man. What I'm putting here, the line that I am setting is this, dude. Is if you are essentially one of those guys that didn't take your team to the promised land, everyone thought you had the potential as a franchise guy, but you didn't really pan out your first time around, you can go ahead and have that second chance in the Vrabel system. And I think that's the quarterbacks, whether it is the case of not being surrounded by great people, whether it is, it just never really got to that point. I think the Vrabel system allows those quarterbacks that could never really figure out how to get that point to that point. And versus where there's guys that cemented themselves, like a Baker Mayfield, who's literally on the fringe of it, but I'm going to take him, that has proven and carved out they are. How much of the system would you say is Vrabel? How much of that Titans offense is Vrabel? How much of that Titans offense is Tannehill?
I mean, it's not Vrabel. I mean, it's the offensive coordinator, because Vrabel is a defensive guy. But I'm saying We'll see
Still
this year
variable
because
system.
Arthur.
It's still his play calls. Like it's still. I'm sure the offense coordinator has his own thing and has his system, but it's definitely the creativity side of that Titans offense. 100% comes from Rabel's mindset.
I don't know, man. I think we're splitting hairs on this. I feel like you just think it's the system. I think it's the quarterback. I think it's the quarterback because he's the court. I mean, he's the dude. Like the Titans were shit without him. You know what I mean? Like that's where my mindset is coming from. Like
Were
his
they
act,
though? They were an
they were,
average team.
dude.
They weren't
They
shit.
were an average, dude. They were an average fucking team. There's a reason why they traded away Marcus Mariota and got fucking this guy.
Listen, I think at the end of the day, we'll agree to disagree on this one. I think it's clearly a system. I think
I
there's
just think, can you do me a favor because you're my boy and I know you're gonna do this? Could you at least check out his stats from last year and tell
dude.
me that's not a good quarterback?
I think it's fair to say that I have been a harder Titans writer than you have, especially during the run of this podcast. Like I'm well
Then
aware.
why are you not siding with me? It's kind of crazy that you're not.
I mean, yeah, I understand that some of, especially longtime face of the franchise listeners, are probably a little taken back. But I'm telling you,
I'm telling you, you're gonna get a call. You're gonna get a call. I'm gonna give my boy your number, and he's gonna
it's
call
fine.
you. You can explain yourself.
No, that's fine. I will. We can talk it out. What's his name?
Kareem.
What? Kareem?
Kareem. Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. So Kareem, I listen. Call me up, buddy. Nude will give you my number. I'm not gonna give it out here on air, but call me. We'll talk it out, man.
All right.
Give me your thoughts, and I will explain my thoughts. And you have more of an insight. You're the inside Titans guy, so Kareem, school me if need be. But that's how I feel.
Do you want to hear this team so far?
Go for it.
Okay.
So yeah, give the people, give us here who you got together.
Quarterback. We have
So
Ryan
face of the
Tannehill
franchise listeners can know who to target. Go.
We have Ryan Tannehill at my quarterback position. After all of that,
Wow.
Austin Eckler.
Really? Like he's at least he's a backup. He's not a fantasy quarterback.
Who? Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah. What round you?
We're not like the 9th round.
Okay.
Relax.
Who was available?
I have a plan. I have a plan for that. Austin Eckler.
Wait. We're not off that yet. Who was available still?
What the fuck, dude?
Who was available still?
Matthew Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Justin Fields. So I'm going after Trey Lance.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't worry. I have a plan.
No, me. Okay. That's fine. Okay.
I'm getting one of the rookies because then they're going to just go off. Austin Eckler, James Robinson, David Johnson, Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson, Tyler Higbee, Deontay Johnson, Niall Gaskin, Noah Fant, and Nakeem Hines.
All right, so should they give you the money now? Should they go ahead and Venmo you?
I mean, dude, this is unbelievable what I just did.
That's literally like the same kind of team I'm going to have in this family league. That is ridiculous. You're covered in all spots. You could probably go ahead if you really needed to and you got desperate at the tight end position, anchor a Gaskin or a Johnson to go ahead and give you a little aiming power there. But I like it.
I was going to just for the tight end position, I was just going to trade away players. Like I was going to trade players to get more value at the position, and then quarterback. I had a plan. If I wasn't going to get, my target is always Kyler Murray or Justin Herbert this year. Just a little insight for you, people out there. So if I wasn't going to get one of them, I was just going to wait for Tannehill, wait for Stafford, and then get one of the rookies. So
you're not jumping at Mahomes if he's still available at the end of a third or beginning of a fourth?
No, I can't. It's going to be one of the tight ends and 2 running backs for me. But in this scenario, there was a scenario where I had Devontae Adams on the board in the 2nd round. That's a scenario where I'll go running back, wide receiver, and then a running back. So.
And you mean the number one wide receiver arguably was available and you took him?
Huh?
He said, you mean the number one wide receiver was still somehow available in the 2nd round and you took him?
Yeah, don't understand that, but I'm not here to. I'm not
if
here
the
to
number one, the arguably number one wide receiver in the league was still available in the 2nd round, and you took him. Of course, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. People pick Diggs and Hill, which is fine. That's people's opinion. I'm not going to shit on people's opinion. So there you go.
Yeah, but it's clearly Devontae Adams.
Yeah, with them doing the last dance with fucking Aaron Rodgers, and they're pissed, of course. So There you go. Joey,
Yes.
hit him with the sponsorship.
Okay, let's go, man. First up, we got Seductress by Jax. Seductress by Jax does both males and females. For you ladies, she's going to do the finest of lashes out there. She's going to keep you braided. She's going to keep you hotter than the rest. For the males, get you ready for that first date, keep you looking like shit from looking like shit. Then, of course, once you go ahead, you get suited up by Seductress by Jax. Make the next stop by from Stuck Up Clothing. Go ahead and purchase all your Stuck Up Clothing. They got a new drop up coming very soon. Keep your eye out for that. It is stuckupclothing.com, the finest fashion money can buy. And I'm going to let you take, wait, of course, we have Eyesight and,
Eyesight
what is it,
Eyewear
Eyewear,
Company.
correct?
Yep. The first eyewear company that comes to you. Don't have to go to the fucking eye doctor and do all that hassle shit. They'll come to you, fit your glasses, fit your needs. Follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter for all their new line stuff that's coming out soon. And smooth my balls, smooth them balls for this summer. Don't look like a clown when she goes down. Use full promo code 4CR20 to get
3 weeks
money
later,
off.
he finally got a tagline he likes.
4. That's number 4, CR, and the number 20. If I wish they gave us a tagline, then I wouldn't have to do this. But
no, ours is beautiful. Don't look like a clown, shave down there. What was it again? Hit me with it one more time.
Don't be a clown when she goes down there.
Beautiful, baby.
Yep. So that is our show. Stay breezy, stay easy, and one love.
Ha ha!